Hello and welcome back to the top four now of the 100K Super Standard Sydney Series Showdown Spectacular Series.
$100,000.
A lot of money on the line. We are down to the top four. We've got Jose back on camera. We're kind of following Jose's story a little bit for this top eight. He won the Invitational on Friday, walked away with $3,500 in cash, and he's hoping to add to that another 5 figures.
Yeah, casual 20 grand for first place.
Yeah, it's just, like
whatever.
half of minimum wage for a year in 3 days playing Magic the Gathering.
Look, if you're Jose, this is nothing. What are you talking
Another
about?
dollar in the bucket.
He's just been blasting through this tournament, absolutely dominating. We kept him comfy in his seat, and we brought in a new challenger. It's Riley Jones.
He even had a little joke when we sat him down opposite Bassa because they played earlier, but they swapped seats. And he went, now you're in the loser's seat. So now he's pretty happy that
That's
it worked.
hysterical.
Yeah, and now he's made Riley sit in the loser's seat too. So let's see if the seat is cursed or if Riley can get out of the bad luck.
Now what we need to do is we need to go re-watch coverage from the whole weekend and find out
Win
how
rate
often
on left or right.
Left or right win rate. I mean, as a left-handed person, sad to see that the left side is not lucky. But also, apparently, left-handers are not lucky.
Yeah, that's kind of the assumption, right? I mean, it's not the biggest percentage of the population. We're already into the game.
Let's
Riley
go.
gets to be on the play for being a higher seed. We're seeing a Burst Lightning take out the turn 1 Grand from Jose. Now, Grand in this deck, it's great, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It's just kind of an engine to make the deck feel a little bit smoother as we go along. But realistically, there is 2 cards that we need to worry about in this deck, and it is Tablet and it is Revelation. We've said it all weekend. These are the key components.
This is true. I don't know if you've heard me when I was chatting with other Dylan, with Dylan Kakawa, who's off to Pro Tour. I've been saying all weekend my motto is respect the crab.
Yeah, Crab definitely one of those harder to kill cards in this matchup anyway. Jose only has Combustion Technique. Rev dealing 4 damage means it survives, but you can always put it back into the hand.
You don't love it, though, because then it comes down, it can tap both of those monk tokens you've just
it makes
made
it a
off
lot
the
harder
Revelation.
to deal that 20 damage burst with the Revelation turns, right?
It's totally true. I do see Jose does have a tablet in hand, so this could be a pretty good turn 3 setup for Jose, aiming for a turn 5 Revelation.
Yeah, and the best part about this Jeskai Lessons deck versus the full color control deck, which we haven't really seen that much this weekend, on camera anyway, is the Jeskai Lessons deck gets to play Tablet on turn 3 for free a lot of the time, right? A lot of your removal spells, they're all red. You can even hit the Abandoned Attachments if you get lucky, and then you get a little card draw out of your tablet on top of the card draw from the tablet.
100%.
So Riley's going for we've seen this play 100 times this weekend. The Talent, Boomba, Talent, make some orders, swing in for a little bit of damage.
Could you be creative for once? Do something different.
It's definitely very antagonist energy, right? Like these are the villains in the format. We're keeping Jose the hero for the spotlight. I think we looked at the metadata earlier, and Prowess over this event had a 60% win rate across the 30 or something players.
I think it's 65.
It went up?
I think it's higher.
That's disgusting.
You know,
Now,
it's
Riley's list, unlike Bass's list we just saw, no copies of Slickshot.
no bird,
No bird. 4 horse, no bird.
4 horse, 4 crab, no bird.
So less explosive in the aspect of you don't get to go the plot a Slickshot, put it into play, surprise, here's 7-9 damage or so. As we see, Jose slams the tablet on turn 3. Do we get a little bit lucky and hit a removal spell for this Otter? No. Do we get attachments? No. We've got one in hand. That's pretty good.
We're not attached. We're not abandoned.
Jose also has 3 steps ahead, which we have seen in his list the whole week, the whole long weekend, really, and I've never seen him cast it.
You know what's really fun, though?
Copying a tablet?
I was just about to say copying a tablet with 3 steps ahead seems kind of nice, but
It rarely comes up, right? But when it does, it feels so good. You feel like such a genius.
It's true, and Riley has deployed the horse.
Horse comes in, along with the Otter. Jose already down to 12. So, this horse is able to put on an immense amount of pressure, and it makes it really hard to deal with from the lessons plan, especially when, it's got the Ward 1, so Firebending Lesson kicked is enough to deal it, but then you're spending an extra mana on top of that. Combustion Technique, you really kind of want to save those for crabs if you get the opportunity to, because it's one of the only things you have that can go that high.
What do you think the impetus from Riley here is to not include slick shots? Is it to just go harder on your instants and sorceries? Is it to, obviously we can see here as well, we've got the Roaring Furnace, Steaming Sauna. Is it like to diversify your threats a bit more?
I think it's a nod to how much prowess they expected in the room. Slickshot is at its worst in the mirror, right? Like you do sometimes get these bursts of damage, but Both of the decks are going to have a lot of removal spells for it. It's fairly telegraphed when it is plotted, right? And most of these decks have a lot of instant speed, so you're not in those situations where one of us has to hold up mana for the rest of the game to avoid a potential slick shot one-shot. But you still get to go like, oh, I held up a Steam Vents to potentially burst lightning this. I can opt end of turn if I need to. So Riley going 4 Stallion, hard to deal with in the mirror, 4 Crab, a breaker in the mirror, and no slick shot really shows that was planning for this matchup to be everywhere on the top tables, and it was.
Whew, it's just been nothing but is it feels like.
Yeah, a lot of Steam Vents. I think Marcus did the data, 248 copies of Steam Vents in the room.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of...
so many copies of Steam Vents in the room.
And I know people are probably like, oh, you know, you had a lot of other decks on coverage. We tried. We tried so hard to not have Steam Vents. It was just everywhere.
Second tablet
with 3 steps ahead in hand, able to pay for the counterspell mode if something scary comes up, but also able to make another tablet if we wanted to.
Yeah, also just able to cast this Abandoned Attachments, make sure we can dig a little deeper. It's a firebending lesson off of the Abandoned Attachments, and another...
Looks like
a land?
Mistrise Village. Yeah. So we still don't have a white source if we were to draw Rev, which would be our best possible draw in this point, right? But this horse is still going to come in. Worst case possible for Jose here is untapped land, kicked Burst Lightning, which would make another horse. We drew a crab. So we have Opt, Crab, Boomba.
Horse crab? This is like the best.
It's just a zoo, right? Horse, crab, sometimes bird.
Yeah.
Sometimes otters.
To be fair, crab does not feel great when it has no targets. Crab feels awesome when you get to spring it for 2 mana and tap down your opponent's creatures. And in a match like this, where the only creatures your opponent has is going to be Grand.
Yeah, and you're like, do you want a free trigger?
Would you like a free trigger? Or also you tap down the prowess, the monk prowess tokens from the Jeskai Revelations, but doesn't always feel the best when there's nothing quite left. Opt is going to be the choice instead. We see another Color Storm Stallion. Okay, now remember though, is Color Storm Stallion, does that trigger? It is only instants and sorceries.
Yeah, it's not going to trigger off talent, but I feel like you have to take Stallion here. You've already seen that Jose's had a full turn cycle where he hasn't been able to get the first Stallion off the board, right? 1's good, 2's got to be better.
Riley, we need to be creative with this boomerang basics. Everyone targets Storm Chaser's talent with the boomerang basics.
Why don't we try and target that Stallion?
Why don't we do something else?
Just don't pay for the wood.
We grabbed the Roaring Furnace off of the bounce from the boomerang basics. I don't even think you need to cast this spell.
No, I think we were just trying to get, you know, another instant sorcery in the bin. We do have the Eddie Crab, so while we're not going to be able to really tap anything down with this in most of this match, we still get to have a surprise 5/5. And surprise 5/5, pretty good.
Going to lead on Abandoned Attachments. Look, I'm pulling up 3 steps ahead here because with the amount of mana that Jose has on board, you could almost do everything that you wanted because of the 2 tablets. You'd be able to counter a spell, create a token copy of the tablet, and then draw 2 and discard. But Jose opting to instead go for the early Abandoned Attachment, see if we find a Revelation now.
Yeah, and Jose's real low. We're on 7 here. We have another horse in hand. We have a crab that's absolutely coming into play at the end of turn.
The difficult thing here is if we deploy horse and if Riley happens to draw Opt for turn.
Any spell.
Any
instant or sorcery. And this has to be met with the 3 steps ahead.
Oh no, and there's still the crab. How did I forget about the crab that I always say to respect?
So yeah, Jose, this is one of the issues with the Lessons deck is that it is a lot of air, right? You do have a lot of cantrips. We've got 4 accumulated wisdom. We've got 4 abandoned attachments, 4 copies of Revelation, and then I believe it's 3 stock ups? Yeah, 3 copies of stock up. That's a lot of air, right? We need some kind of action to be able to stabilize here. We haven't found Revelation. We haven't found that recall effect to be able to dig a little bit deeper. And we haven't found any copies of Combustion Technique.
Every time we've said dig a little deeper this weekend, my brain goes, gotta dig a little deeper.
I'm just getting like Jeff Probst vibes from Survivor. It's like, we're going to have to dig deep.
Oh, 2 very different lanes of thought here. Wondering here what the go is. I think it looks like we're considering the 3 steps ahead here. We've got 4 tapped so far, which will counter. And I think we're going to try and it'll depend on whether or not we're going to draw.
Counter draw or counter copy the tablet.
Counter
I think we're
copy.
going to go counter draw 2 discard.
Counter draw makes sense here. You already have 2 tablets. Do you need 6 mana worth to spend on
No.
instants and sorceries? No.
Especially if we copy it, we're not getting the card to use now, because if we hit anything we can't play at instant speed or off the mana, then it's a wasted draw, right?
Yeah. The other thing too with Jeskai Revelation, the maximum amount of red mana that you could put into that spell is 5.
Yeah.
Because you still need blue white.
And here we go, second horse, crunch in.
Horse.
Do we have a spell?
Do we have a spell?
No!
No!
Unfortunately,
Jose
Opus
won.
not prowess.
If Jose rips a Jeskai Revelation off the top here,
Nightmare fuel.
nightmare.
Okay, so if
Is it a revelation?
we drew Accumulated Wisdom, so this is 3 more cards. We have 3 more looks at it, and we still have the mana afterwards to draw Revelation and cast it.
We'll have to be careful with the wards on the Color Storm Stallions.
Yeah, so I think the best course of action is going to be, we have land drop, so we have access to what, 4, 8, 9, 10 mana, so we can pay the ward on one of the Stallions. So I could see 4 damage to a Stallion, bouncing an Otter token, and hope the monks can chump these Stallions? Or
Yeah.
the other Stallion?
Or the other Stallion, yep. Makes sense.
Alternatively, we have Iris Demonstration to deal with 1 Stallion. So if we can draw Combustion Technique, we can go Technique 1 Stallion, pay ward, Iris Demonstration as Stallion, pay ward. Find a way to deal with this Otter as well. This has just been relentless pressure from Riley.
Yeah. Which is the lesson that wipes the board?
That's Iris Demonstration, but it only deals 1.
Oh, it only deals 1.
So it's either 4 to 1 thing,
or 1 to
or
everything.
1 to everything.
Dang it.
And that's double quench.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
And the
not
quenches are a
gonna
little bit
cut
too
it.
late now.
Yeah. So now we have to get lucky off this tablet, right, to not be just dead on board.
Yep.
And I can't think of something that we can get off this tablet that can get us out of this now, because it's only going to be 1 card.
We're in a really tricky position
And
here.
in the main deck, Jose doesn't have any copies of Avengers Disassembled, no copies of Day of Judgment, no sweepers available.
3 tablet, turn a card over.
Let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed. If it's a revelation, this is brutal. If it's a revelation here.
Yeah, because it would be
'Cause
just
we'd be
1 card
one
too deep,
short.
and we tapped our white source.
Oh.
So yeah,
Chump with Grand, not enough.
no, we can survive. We couldn't survive
Nope.
by exactly 1. And Jose's doing the math here, realizes it's done, picks up the cards.
Sheesh.
Oof. Okay,
Rough.
well fought by Riley. On the play really mattered for that. And
Left
Jose's doing
side.
the draw through the deck. How many more cards away was the Combustion Technique, please?
Left side. Let's have a dive into these sideboards. We've seen Jose's sideboard a couple times now, but let's revisit it.
Yeah, so Jose's had a pretty similar plan for this matchup the whole weekend. I even got a chance to speak to him about that, because he was boarding in only 1 copy of Emeritus in this matchup, and he thought, you know what, it was so good yesterday. Oh, sorry, on Friday. I want a 2nd copy in my board. So he's now started boarding in 2 copies. The Avengers Disassembled, I feel like should come in for this matchup, especially against Riley, because Stallion is very hard to deal with, right?
Yeah.
These 5-betting lessons, they have to stay in to keep the lesson count, but I might trim them. And I think Day of Judgment also has a bit of a premium here too.
Yeah. Day of Judgment is really nice. You don't have to pay ward on things that are just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
When it says destroy everything, ward is irrelevant.
Gonskis. I think this 3 steps ahead is a little bit too slow. It's a little bit too clunky. It's not exactly where we want to be. Same with the flashback. While it would be nice to double up on a removal spell, again, very clunky. So I think we want to just streamline, have answers that can deal with multiple things at once, so we don't get overrun like we just did. And then on Riley's side, it's one of those standard is at sideboards, right? there's a little bit of everything that can come in here.
Just really quickly, how many we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unique one-ofs in Riley's sideboard.
Yeah.
So diversifying.
Exactly. So I think from Riley's side, we're going to transition to more of a controlling aspect, like we've seen all of these Izzet players do. So I would expect to see the Rals come in. Once again, very hard to deal with from the Jeskai's side. Disdainful Stroke, Flash Freeze, Spell Pierce. All we want to do is stop Revelation resolving. If you can stop a Rev resolving at least once, that should be enough to close out a game. That gives you such a big time window.
I also wouldn't hate bringing in the one of Soul Guide Lantern, sometimes chewing up a graveyard that's full
I don't
of
hate
lessons.
it either. It's interesting that they've gone for the split of 1 Soul Guide Lantern and 1 Ghost Vacuum. I actually think I prefer Ghost Vacuum over Lantern.
I was going to say the other way around.
Really?
Yes.
I like the fact that you can continuously chew through those lessons so you can make combustion technique worse rather than just
Sure.
nuking the graveyard at once.
Okay, actually, okay, I like your reasoning there. You have very sound reasoning, Dylan. I like that. Because I was going to say Ghost Vacuum feels a little bit too much like it's linearly targeted at the Reanimator style decks that are running around.
Yeah,
and they do incidentally interact with the Lessons decks that you do come across. The benefit of kind of Ghost Vacuum in matchups where you're against Reanimator is, what if that was my bringer of the last
Yeah,
hit?
exactly, right? I think the biggest draw to the Ghost Vacuum as well is Soul Guide Lantern does punk out a combustion technique for a high number, and it does punk out Accumulate Wisdom, but these plays are both very good, right? You're not going to get the... Yeah, crazy that they're in the top 8 of the biggest cash tournament in Australia of all time.
Really? The winner of the the cash prize invitational event on Friday?
Yeah, and like multiple Pro Tour appearances across the two of them, so they know what they're doing with a piece of cardboard, right?
Oh, crazy.
But yeah, while it feels nice to get those get 'em moments, players of this caliber don't often let you have those moments.
Yeah.
And even if you get an Accumulate Wisdom, it's still an Anticipate. Like, it's not that bad.
Well, friends, sit across from me at a table, and I'll give you every moment you could possibly ask for.
Like, fish by name but not by nature Bassa was in the exact same position against Jose before, where he was just like, I think in their match they played, he had double Soul Guide Lantern in his board, and he had both of them in play, and it was just like,
It actually worked super well.
But it was one of these awkward moments where he's like, until he drew the second one, he never had a good option to nuke the whole graveyard. Because he was like, Jose can just rebuild it so quickly.
It doesn't matter, yeah. Especially when you have senior discount and you're able to just...
Yeah,
okay, well, all of these cost 1, and I've got 6 mana available. So now I again have 3 lessons in my graveyard. What you going to do about it, punk?
Exactly. And like, abandon attachments, discarding a card, and you can discard dead lessons or things that aren't relevant at that point in the game. You have Tablet randomly milling cards. You know, you're happy to churn through the deck as fast as you can.
Well, look, we did just see Jose destroy Is It Prowess in the quarterfinals. How are we feeling now, where Riley is up a game going into game 2 here? Now we've sideboarded. We're more teched against this match. How are we feeling?
Look, it's ridiculous to say that Jose just won this matchup, but it's not actually the same matchup, right? The fact that there was 4 main deck Color Storm Stallions was such a big backbreaking moment for that game. He had 2 of them in play, and Jose could never find a way to get rid of them.
Yep.
So I am on Team Riley for this matchup. I think Riley's better suited than Bassa was, and I think that the deck building constraints that he's chosen for this event is going to pay off in this matchup.
Yeah. He's gotten serious as well. Beanie is gone on. We're keeping the dome warm.
The dome is warm, hiding the secrets, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of heat generated from how many micro decisions come out. Less steam rising from the skull.
It's
these days.
true. I'm gonna say I'm Team Jose for this one. I think Jose slamming back-to-backs this weekend would just be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a great storyline,
and
right?
he's got the talent. He's amazing. The way that he lines his decisions up, the way that he plays is so incredibly tight.
Yeah. Not only is he like very great player, very great dresser too. Like, look at this guy's outfit, right?
He is absolutely dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely like giving the usual kind of expectation of card game players to be like messy, dirty slobs, and it's just like, no, look at this dude, right?
We should start having best dressed side prizes.
That'd be such a good prize.
Okay, hear me out. Let's run a black tie tournament.
They've done those in the
casters
past.
we have to dress up as well. I'd wear a ball gown to this.
I'd be down for that. Yeah, let's do it. Well, our next event that we're going to be hosting is going to be the Halloween event to end all events.
The double Lotus event. Look, we have the exact same start as to game 1. We had a start on the Grand, which was immediately chewed up by a Burst Lightning. Grand was exploded.
Yeah, but play versus draw, big difference, right? Like, Riley was able to develop things after killing the Grand, whereas he has to kill the Grand, pass, and Jose gets to pass with open mana up. A lot more threatening. Jose has found Combustion Technique finally. It only took him a game and a half. But now we get to lead on a stock up. Now,
Spell Pierce. We'll start with an opt. I don't hate the sequencing here.
Yeah, get a little bit more information to see how much I actually care about this stock up, right? Spell Pierce is obviously a known quantity for both players. It's open deck lists, but you kind of just want to get in while the getting's good, right? Sometimes you hit a tablet with it, you feel amazing. Sometimes you snag a revelation with it, but it's so deep in the game to try and get that.
Yeah, Riley looks like he's starting to chew through to look through for the 4th land. I think we've got a Steam Vents in hand, but no other lands. And off of this sleight of hand, we are seeing 2 non-land cards.
One of them is a flow state, right?
Look, card draw and selection's still good, but sometimes you get a little bit too far behind, and then you're suddenly getting hit by 2 Jeskai Revelations in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So, ooh, he's taking the get out. Interesting. So
Ooh.
he has seen Jose's plan against a lot of these decks with the double Emeritus and how backbreaking that card actually is. And he already had a flow state, so that's fine.
Ah, it's fine. If you've already got a flow state.
And there we go. That's 4th land, Stallion, or Talent. And honestly, I don't hate any choice here. There's arguments made for all 3. You have a Boomerang Basics in hand. You kind of want the 4th land to be able to cast the Ral in your hand if Jose taps low next turn.
This is a land talent is where I'd be on this one.
Yeah, and Horse is also just generically very hard to deal with. So
A horse is a horse.
of course. So Jose has double Biblioplex, Sundown Pass, Emeritus, and Combustion Technique.
Nice.
So that get out, amazing discipline from Riley to take the get out over the flow state, knowing that, hey, like I saw how broken that card has been. That might be the way you're trying to win this game. What if you have it?
It'll really depend here if Riley decides to go in on Ral this turn, but again, Riley's a better player than I am. He knows exactly what he has to watch out for. Who are we picking, Riley? Who's going onto the board?
I've been told this person's name is Ant.
I would say this is Ant. I was like, I had to turn my head sideways, but I believe this is Ant.
And also, the little pump fake that Jose did in his turn of tapping all 4 lands and then immediately looking at his hand and untapping everything makes me think he thought he had 5 lands in play and was about to slam Emeritus.
Yeah.
So again, Riley probably goes, hang on, what the hell happened there? Jose's trying to put it straight into the graveyard, yeah.
Because he's well aware. He's absolutely seen the telegraph like, yep, okay, I get it. 2 blue, blue. It's going to be get out.
And here we go. Okay, so Ral comes down here with 1 mana open, which means we can opt for a sleight of hand as well if we want to. We could hold up pretending we have another Spell Pierce, but we'd rather get that Ral trigger. And now we're seeing another land and a talent.
Take talent at this point. Your curve does not need to go over 5.
No, we're done here, right?
Crab itself is often a 2-mana spell.
Exactly. And is Jose's hand just 3 lands now?
It looks like it's just lands at this point.
Oh my god, it's just 3 lands. Ral's already hard enough to deal with in this matchup.
Ral is backbreaking for the Lessons matchup if they can't hit it on the stack.
I think we can emblem the Ral this turn.
Holy dooly.
We're really good. We haven't
Bring
activated
the boys
this ability,
out. It's
right?
Rowan Otter.
So we have Burst Lightning and another Talent in hand. This is a Stormed Ral.
Holy moly.
We did see Riley yesterday have the exact same matchup and the exact same play pattern where he got Ral to 10 and then instead of embleming, he went up to 11 just to be like, look, I'd like to keep this Ral alive if I can. The Storm emblem is great, but I had to burn a lot of cards to get to this point.
Here come the boys.
The whole squad's here helping Riley get that W.
Burst Lightning.
Okay, Burst Lightning upstairs to the dome. Yeah, okay.
And
Boom!
Says,
22 minutes, top 4's done.
Worry.
Wow, okay.
Congratulations, Bonesy.
Congratulations, we're in there. The beanie pays off. The loser's seat, no longer the loser's seat.
Incredible.
Alrighty, well, we haven't even found out who the other semi-finalist
Wow.
is going to be. So
That was
Riley's
hectic.
waiting in the top there. They're going to battle out for $20,000.
Sheesh. Oh, and don't worry. Hey. Don't feel bad for second place. Second place still walks away with a measly $10,000.
It's barely 5 figures,
Oh
though.
my
If we think about it, it's barely 5 figures.
If it was $1 less, it wouldn't be 5 figures.
I know.
So,
It'd be,
well,
disgusting.
a huge shout out, as always, to Pat and the MTG Bazaar for running this $100,000 cash prize weekend standard event. It's been incredibly fun.
I've had a great time just being on the mic, getting to interact with all these players out there. Everyone's having a ball. I would love to see more people come to the Lotus event.
Yes.
Let's get bigger crowds. Let's all get out and celebrate. Come and support Pat for what he does for the community. And if you need cards, Pat's MTG Bazaar's got you covered.
And don't forget, it's a double Lotus event.
That's
Two
two.
Lotuses up for grabs coming up in October of this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back
Halloween
here.
weekend.
Halloween weekend, spooky. We will be back here in Sydney for this event, again at Club Central in Hurstville. That's us for the semifinals.
That's us for the weekend.
Oh my goodness.
We're gone skis. Well, thanks for joining us. Lovely to hang out with you guys again. Lovely to be back on the mic, and we'll throw you back to the desk.